News Talk 790 KFYO, 9 minutes after 7 o'clock. Tom and Laura, Lubbock's First News. Welcome to the program, Amy Kidwell. She's in the Africa field area of Operation Mobilisation. Welcome to the program.
Well, thank you all for having me.
All right. The reason why we had Amy in here is I know her parents, and they attend my church and stuff. And, you know, I met Amy like week before last. And...
Because you're from around here.
Yeah.
Yes, I've been in Lubbock since I was 5 years old.
Where'd you go to school?
I was actually homeschooled.
Oh, you were? But you guys lived in?
Lived in Lubbock, and then we live out in New Home right now.
Cool.
So anyway,
you don't live here anymore.
I don't. I could just come back.
Yeah. Your dad, Marcus, told me that, we were having a conversation. He was saying, well, how's your kid? And I'm like, well, how's your kid? And he's telling me, well, she's coming home, and now she's here, and he introduced me to her. And I guess I had met you when you were a little kid, before. But now she's all grown up.
She's all grown. And living in Africa.
Yeah. You live in Pretoria?
Yes, I live in Pretoria, South Africa.
Okay, so what is the actual goal of Operation Mobilisation? Because it's kind of a multi-pronged thing.
Right. Operation Mobilisation is an interdenominational missions organization. We have been around since 1957. We're in over 110 countries worldwide and have a little over 6,000 workers. Our 5 main goals are evangelism, mentoring and discipleship, relief and development, church planting, and justice. So falling under that justice stream is anti-human trafficking. And so that's one of the things that I am very blessed to be a part of within Southern Africa. So even though I work and live in Pretoria, South Africa, I get to work in a lot of the sub-Saharan area of the continent.
I'm just kind of curious. And when I ask you these questions, the way that I'm asking them, I'm not trying to be insensitive, but I'm just wondering, okay? You were saying you work in the administrative behind-the-scenes kind of thing with the human trafficking. So, how do you find people? Because I just asked you right out, is it a brutal situation when I just juxtapose it? Okay, here, Lubbock, we got a problem here, but I mean, you got a problem there, and it's way different.
It is. It is a lot. It is very different. I think South Africa is very much a transit city. There are 3 different types of cities when it comes to human trafficking. There's source cities where people find human trafficking victims. There's transit cities where they keep them for even a short period of time or keep them for years during what they call the breaking process. And then there's and then there's destination cities where they then send them to places like Amsterdam, Las Vegas, Portland, Oregon is a big one as well. So there's different kinds of cities. South Africa is definitely a transit country just because of all the coastlines that are around it.
Okay, now, next question. You hear about in South Africa the white elite. Or you have stereotypically for a long time,
Mm-hmm.
In all the movies and stuff, you're always seeing people with British accents and whatnot, in South Africa. I don't know if that's true or false. But are most of the people that are trafficked are women?
Yes, most of them are women.
Okay, so are these South African women that are trafficked, abducted, broken and shipped off somewhere? Are they some of these people white women, or are they mainly women of African American descent?
It is both black and white women.
I mean, I was just interested.
Doesn't discriminate.
Yeah, I was just curious. I just wanted to ask the question. And when you guys are following a situation like this, is it when you're working it? I mean, I'm sure you have a certain way that you vet your process. But when you get somebody and you have a breakthrough, do you guys just kind of look at each other and say, nice save? Or how does that work? I'm just curious.
Well, I mean, it's definitely a God thing when he brings these women to us, whether it is being able to be a part of the rescuing, or it's being part of rehabilitation, or it's on the complete opposite side of prevention. It's definitely, God brings us all different types of women, different backgrounds and things like that. So it's very much just a moment of how blessed are we, just even sometimes if it's just one person or if it's multiple people. It's a huge blessing to be able to be even a small part of that.
You know, Laura's real involved with what you would call at-risk populations here.
Right. Yeah, Carpenter's Church. Jamie Wheeler is over there. She does a lot of the human trafficking things with in the local area, trying to quell that and work with women who are in there, help them get out of it. And how do you fight something like that? This is a $7 to $12 billion industry around the world.
It is. It is the second highest industry in the world, second only to the drug trafficking issues in the world. One of the things that I always say is that action cannot happen without awareness. You can't have something happen if somebody is oblivious to what's going on, or they don't know how to teach their kids about it, or things like that. Lubbock is definitely a source city. There are people that watch for kids to phase out of the foster care system. Men will come up to young girls, and it won't be this grabbing them off the streets and taking them in a van and going. It's they build relationships. We call them the lover boy. And so this one guy can have, 15, 16 girls that he's, dating. And if you love me, you'll run away with me. And I mean, it's a quick trip down to get to I-10 to get to El Paso and out of the country. So, Amarillo, Lubbock, Midland, Odessa is right on that path to get down there. So
in Africa, what is luring women in? Is it the same kind of thing, or is it different there?
It's the exact same type of thing. You'll have what we call, again, the lover boy situation, but then you'll have luring young girls in with the promise of being a model or the promise of being a dancer. You'll have them, and this is an issue for young boys as well.
Yeah,
You'll
they'll
say
be dancing
soccer
all right.
scholarship. Yeah, there's a video on YouTube called "So You Think You Will Dance." It's a really powerful, about 3-minute video about women in Amsterdam and brothels, and how many of these women were promised illustrious dance careers, and now they're in a window in Amsterdam. They're sex slaves. Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Wow, this is crazy. Hey, we're in conversation with Amy Kidwell, Operation Mobilisation. She's working in the continent of South Africa. She's on furlough. We want to talk a little bit more about the organization coming up and maybe how you can help financially and ring the bell. Right now, 17 minutes after the hour.
And we're speaking with Amy Kidwell this morning. She is with the group Operation Mobilisation, and primarily working in Africa. It's an organization that, in part, is fighting human trafficking over in the South Africa, well, around the world, I guess.
Yes.
But you're working with the South African coalition there. You have a seminar going on right here in Lubbock coming up very soon for people to attend and learn more about this.
Yes, I do. It is called Traffic Wise. It's going to be next weekend. It's going to be Friday, December 4th from 6 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. And then the second part will be Saturday, December 5th, 9 a.m. to noon. First Church of the Nazarene over on Chicago Avenue is going to be hosting it free of charge. So like I said, it's 2 parts. It's going to be a great way. Like I said earlier, no action can happen without awareness. And I think it's going to be a great time of awareness, not only for what is happening in Lubbock and in Texas, but worldwide. And within the seminar, we're going to give you many tools to be able to raise awareness within your peer group. And also we're going to give you a tool called Traffic Proof, which is where you can go into schools, dance studios, gymnastics, sports groups, daycares, and you can teach children about what trafficking is. It can be all different types of levels from 5, 6 years old to high schoolers. That you can, what we call traffic proof. So it's an amazing tool that we can use to really raise awareness to kids. You have the stranger danger and all these different things, but it takes it a step further because how many young boys out there who love soccer and they're playing on all these teams and they go to Dallas and Houston and play soccer. If someone walks up to them and says, I can get you, playing soccer in Brazil and, all these different things. I mean, that kid is tricked right there and is, out of the state in a day. So just it's an amazing tool that we can give and share with each other.
Yeah, great for parents, of young kids and even parents of, kids that are infant toddlers. Because it's kind of hard to digest a lot of this stuff, to really make it real. But it certainly is real. How do you go ahead, or how are you funded, and what can people do to kind of help and contribute to the cause? How do they find out more about this?
Okay. You can go to, let's see here. The best way would be probably just to email me. It's amy.kidwell@om.org. You can also go to the omusa.org website, and there's a place there for donations. And I'm the only Amy Kidwell serving within Operation Mobilisation, or OM as we like to call it. Every missionary that works with OM is completely funded by individual support. So I have people that give support to me monthly, or I have people that give one-time donations. So it is all strictly donations. I would say probably about 80% of my support is from local people as well.
Now, currently, you're trying to raise money for an automobile because you bought a French bomb.
Yes, I bought a French car that is no good. I will never buy a French car again, or some of the other foreign cars that are over there. So, yes, I am looking to raise money for a new car. Cars over there are extremely expensive.
Now, one thing that I did want to say, because there are people that said, are going to call in or try and email you and say, hey, I have a car you can have, but the thing is they don't allow you to import cars.
They don't allow imports. In the last 5 or 6 years, they have stopped that. So every once in a while, it's so funny, but around our office, there's a Dodge Ram that drives around, and it's been there at least 5 years because it's steering wheel's on the other side and everything like that. So,
maybe you ought to get a Harley Davidson or something.
I've thought about getting a scooter, but I would like my mom to not have a heart attack because they've been over to visit me, and the way motorcycles and scooters and stuff drive around there is a little scary. It's better to walk.
Nice. Okay, so when do you go back?
I go back the end of January. So I'm here, like I said, re-raising support and also visa renewal.
Okay, great. Okay, Amy Kidwell, she's with Operation Mobilisation. The seminar is
December 4th, 6 to 8:30 p.m. and Saturday, December 5th, 9 to noon.
Okay, and that is called
TrafficWise.
TrafficWise. Traffic Proof's a tool that is inside of that, and this is kind of like set up to train individuals so they can also train other people, right?
Right. Once you've been to the seminar, you can hold your own seminar as well.
Nice.
Yes.
Thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank y'all for having me. I really appreciate it.
There's always never enough time for stuff like this.